Good morning, class. Our lesson today is about talent and performance management. I will give you different definitions and then I will also give my commentaries on each definition. And so let's get into this. According to University of Maryland in College Park, Georgia, USA, talent management is the ability to view and track informative talent data across one's team or organization. Talent management is the ability to view and track informative talent data across one's team or organization. When it comes to talent management, Maryland University focuses on viewing and tracking employee data. They consider when employees have updated their educational attainment, discovering that they may have special skills, and find out their career interest, and maybe for the purpose of placing them in the position where the company needs them most. Or maybe they need to undergo a development program that prepares these employees for the future so that the company will no longer hire others from outside. The McKinsey and Company, one of the world's most trusted consulting firm, they said that talent management includes all the ways that organizations bring employees on board, keep them happy and productive, and help them continue to develop their skills over time. As for McKinsey and Company, their talent management are focused on onboarding, retention, training, and development. Their talent management practices has 5 areas. I will give you these 5 areas, but I will not discuss them anymore one by one, but I encourage you to visit their website. So here are the 5 areas. Number 1 is finding and hiring the right people. Number 2, learning and growing. Number 3, managing and rewarding performance. Number 4, tailoring the employee experience. Number 5, optimizing workforce planning and strategy. The Michigan State University, USA, they defined talent management as the systematic, planned effort to attract, retain, develop, and motivate highly skilled employees and managers. So the Michigan State University, their talent management definition is also about attracting employees. then retaining them and developing them. But I like the words they use to describe their talent management practices. They use the words systematic and planned effort. That means they don't do it simply, but they do it strategically. That's good. On the website of Harvard Business Review, an article there entitled Talent Management for the 21st Century, written by Peter Capilli. Peter Capilli is an author of several books, and he's also a professor and the HR director in Wharton University of Pennsylvania. And he said, failures in management are an ongoing source of pain for executives in modern organizations. Over the past generation, talent management practices, especially in the US, have by and large been dysfunctional, leading corporations to lurch from surpluses of talent to shortfalls, to surpluses and back again. Talent management is simply a matter of anticipating the need for human capital and then setting out a plan to meet it. And he said, it's time for a fundamentally new approach to talent management that takes into account the great uncertainty businesses face today. Talent management for Peter Capilli focuses only on hiring the right person to be placed in the right position. For what purpose? So that there is no shortage or excess of the workforce. Oh, I like that. Moving on to performance management, according to the University of Kansas, USA, performance management is an ongoing, continuous process of communicating and clarifying job responsibilities, priorities, performance expectations, and development planning that optimize an individual's performance and aligns with organizational strategic goals. An effective performance management process involves much more than just the annual evaluation. Performance management at the University of Kansas is described as continuous and ongoing, constantly reminding employees about their obligations as employees, what they should prioritize or value more, what is expected of them, or what the company is looking for in terms of their performance. And the purpose of all of these things is so that the performance of the employees is connected to the fulfillment of the company's goal. The University of California in Berkeley, California, USA, defined performance management as an ongoing process of communication between a supervisor and an employee that occurs throughout the year in support of accomplishing the strategic objectives of the organization. The definition of the University of California on performance management is related to the definition of University of Kansas. But the University of California added something, and because of that, their definition of performance management became definitely broader. And this is what they add. The communication process includes clarifying expectations, setting objectives, identifying goals, providing feedback, and reviewing results. Employees need evaluation and feedback so that they know what they should improve and they know what should be removed or stopped. And when they hear good feedback, they are more inspired and motivated to work. The University of Nebraska, they defined performance management as a partnership between an employee and his supervisor to optimize performance, building effective feedback and communication, enhance employee growth and development, and develop goals that are consistent with department strategic plans. As for the University of Nebraska, I like what they mentioned, that performance management is a partnership between employee and the supervisor. While in the definition of University of California, it was mentioned that performance management is a communication between employee and employer. And so it is a partnership in the sense that the supervisor will convey all effective feedback, including all criticisms. The employees have the opportunity to listen intensively to advices, plans, and directions so that they can improve even more. And so it's really a great time for the employer and the employee. About the U.S. Department of Commerce, Office of the Human Resource Management, they defined performance management as the systematic process by which the Department of Commerce involves its employees as individuals and members of a group in improving organizational effectiveness in the accomplishments of agency mission and goals. It is a process used to communicate organizational goals and objectives, reinforce individual accountability for meeting those goals, and track and evaluate individual and organizational performance results. It reflects a partnership in which managers share responsibility for developing their employees in such a way that enables employees to make contribution. It is a clearly defined process for managing people that will result in success for both the individual and the organization. And so the U.S. Department of Commerce definition of performance management is like the sum of all the definitions I discussed earlier about continuous process of communicating and clarifying job responsibilities, priorities, performance expectations, evaluation, feedback, and about communication and partnership between employer and employee for the purpose of achieving the overall goals of the company.